That is a brutal subject for an oil painting. Alexander Pope declared his love to Lady Mary, who responded with laughter. They posed like that for hours. When my mum's threatening me with a job, but I'm just a 26-year-old kid. I love sending people my totaled car as a reaction image. It's so funny. For comparison, 2013 versus 18. You should invent a time machine and go back to steal his lunch money. That tiny twink doesn't stand a chance. Someone blew up a gravel pit with tannerite for a goddamn gender reveal, and now our tap water is brown. I wish I was joking. As a man, why aren't you built like this? I love scratching my back. How it feels to text someone whose time zone is 10 hours ahead of you, or behind. Bugs Bunny turns 85, still younger than 5 US representatives and a US senator. Everyone's getting engaged. Meanwhile, my boyfriend is bringing me a rock home from work because it's perfectly round. To be fair, that's a really good rock. This was built during what they told you were the Dark Ages. Grok, what is the meaning of this story? Using Grok for no reason at all except to prove you can't comprehend a simple anecdote that is less than 50 words. Grok, why is this lady angry at me? I had a dream where I got into a rap battle with a ladybug, and it just kept saying, screw you. It really hurt my feelings apparently. Goth girl spit. Hell yeah. Ah. Breaking. Earth may be trapped inside a giant void in space. Scientists say. Not even remotely my problem. This poster at work has me fired up right now. Mindset is everything. Me versus my sub-5 little brother. What the hell are you guys doing? Little brother mogs you. It's over. What happens when a big sign falls on your foot? I don't truly understand why you're not on the floor gasping for air, saying you can't feel your lungs. Get your money, sis. Be smart. Do you guys like how my new pen draws? I don't like anything about you or the things you do. I'm going to start showing homophobic old men with dementia AI videos of them kissing dudes. Sounds like a crime. If you drink the blue liquid from a magic 8-ball, you can see the future. Trust me. My friend Keith did it once and he said he was gonna die and then he did. Mole removal, $223. Crying, extra. $11 extra for the crying. Which of these do you have? Who the hell uses 6? What are you keeping tabs on? The animatronics? Still got it. Pulled this monster off my truck today. It looks kind of flat, which makes it tricky, but my guess is 670 grams. 660. You're actually cracked. I'm 22. I've wasted my life. It's over. But you're still a Chad. My friend's trail cam stopped working. This was the last photo. I have a theory. Boys, she wasn't ghosting me. She was just at the psych ward. Let's go. Cute first date idea for under $50. The fee for a marriage license in New Jersey is $28. You can pay with cash, money order, or check. Nearly all of Reddit is moderated by power-hungry losers that feel the need to dictate its content. Removed. Send me pictures is where a woman loses 90% of interest in a man. Send me money is where a man loses 100% interest in a woman. My personality changing when someone starts a debate on a topic I'm disgustingly educated on. To all Americans, what is the area inside the red circle called? China's wish list. Guys, I aged them up. It's fine. What emotion is this even supposed to be? It's for when your wife asks you to buy her a treat on the way back from work. Walks today. Bro lives in the Truman Show. I went to the park to ponder, only to find 4 other dudes already pondering there. Be right back. Going for a quick walk to clear my head. I had heartburn, so I decided to eat the greasiest chicken sandwich ever at 3 a.m. And that helped to intensify the heartburn. Yes, it's much worse now. It's been a year since I met the one that completes me. Thank you, Earth and Artifact, that doesn't show up in mirrors and boils water when placed in it. I love you. 7 days in Europe. Croissants and pasta. 3-hour dinners. No gym. Aperol spritz and wine. Beach. Gelato desserts. Lost 5 pounds and never felt healthier. Americans, when they start walking 15 minutes a day instead of taking the car to go to the toilet. That neurodivergent urge to confuse everyone by never instigating conversation, but being incredibly engaging and bubbly for a few short minutes, if approached by others. We might be chopped, we might be jobless, we might not attract the huzz, sometimes we might even goon, but it's okay, we have each other. I love you, twin. This is actually a 4-mile tall mountain on Jupiter's moon. Evil fortress here. Holy heck, I'm training a Zoomer kid to use the computer at work, and it's exactly like training a boomer. There is exactly one generation that can rotate a PDF, and there will never be another. The knowledge dies with us. Restaurants should have a menu option called The Rat that lets you scurry around and eat leftovers people won't finish. The waiter could ask guests if they would like like a box or if they would like to send it to the rat. I have to lock Wanton and Milo out of my bedroom at night. Behold the offering toys they brought to my door through the night in attempt to pay admission. That face alone would work on me. Why can't they sleep with you? Are there any foods that start with th? If so, which ones? Thallid, Thrawberith, Throop, Thuffid, Thuriel, Thrimp, Fuckfowl, Flapreggy, Salmon. Bro, the hangout is a guarantee. I'm legit on the way right now. As a matter of fact, I'm parked in front of your house. When Keisha said, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack, did she mean? The sea squirt digests its own brain after attaching to a rock. Once it finds a permanent home, it no longer needs to think or move. Whenever a study shows excessive screen time causes brain damage, I'm like, yeah, me no. POV. It's the first day back at school and some blonde popular girl comes up and says, are we besties? And all of her friends are laughing, so you know you're genuinely a loser. My son won't stop saying, cement, das Concrete, baby, and it's tearing our family apart. What do I do? Your family structure is weak, unlike cement, das Concrete, baby. How it feels to write a character that's supposed to make a lot of jokes, but you aren't funny enough to come up with anything. When they bring out the sales engineer during the meeting, had a sales engineer chime in on a call today, and I had to turn off my video because I was laughing thinking about this tweet. Get this BS out of my face. $1 is per slay, period, you ain't no crumbs. I'd give you a per. My ex's family had this beach house I loved so much that when we broke up, I joked the thing I would miss the most was the house. Well, I just saw it being listed for sale, and I do fear this means I now have the opportunity to do the most unhinged thing I've ever done. This is what being a man felt like before Microsoft Teams got invented. When I accidentally click on a live with 2 viewers, and the guy starts thanking me for joining his live. Hyundai are reverting to physical buttons, admits touchscreens were a mistake. Let's go! I love how Twix bars come with 2, so you can eat 1 now and save 1 for when you're done with the first one. Babe, come out here, you're missing the possum eclipse. There's no way baby hairs are real. Like, look at this thing. No offense, but if someone is excited about something and you make them feel stupid for being excited about it, you're the worst type of person. How parents who drink 7 coffees a day look at you when you mention an energy drink. I used to think coffee was a grown-up drink, then I thought alcohol was a grown-up drink. Now I have finally achieved full enlightenment to understand that it is water that is a grown-up drink. My cat talks a mad amount of smack for being a creature I can easily pick up and wiggle. I do not want to be warm, I want to be cold and then made warm by a blanket. Why is this so difficult to understand? What have you never understood? Clubbing. So I go to a stuffy, crowded, harmfully noisy place just to buy ridiculously overpriced drinks and fake bond with strangers, and it's supposed to be fun? Remember chat, all animals are born with most important skills for survival. Horses can run right after birth, turtles sprint to water, but what humans know how to do right after being born? That's right, sucking bubbies. My brother's texting this girl, and apparently she's on punishment, so she's got no phone. He created a Google document, and they talk by editing the document. Don't ever say you can't talk to someone. Boyfriend, if I killed someone, would you tell on me? Me. No, but I would use it against you all the time. I would be like, are you gonna walk the dog or do I have to make a phone call? Chicago people get mad as hell when you talk about their beach. I really wish you guys would stop calling that nonsense a beach. If you censor anything in a post, you are legally required to put all of the omitted vowels at the end of the footnote. Okay, then if you're sure about this, old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. I'm going to shatter you like glass. Boss, you're fired. Me. Turns in my gun and my badge. You're a waiter. Where did you get those? When I ask a girl walking alone at night if she knew the secret Joestar technique, and she begins running so I know she's the one. Air and Space Museum should have a plane emergency slide you can go down just to get to experience it. I want a girlfriend. Doesn't go outside. Is scared to talk to women. Avoids everyone. Why are you such a clean freak? What? Why does everything have to be spotless? Calm down. Polish the glass, polish the glass. You ran into the patio door again, didn't you? How the doctor be acting after he tells you the x-ray machine is perfectly safe. Just runs away. Like, come back. I just saw someone say a girl trying to be an influencer is the equivalent to a man trying to be a rapper. I'm sick. The first time I ever got a cast iron, I was so excited that I cooked with it almost every day. But I didn't know how to clean it except for some vague notion that you can't wash it. So I basically just left it on the stove for months, cooking hundreds of meals without ever washing it. You have the gut biome of an 1850s gold miner. When bro gets a successful career, a loving wife and everything he could ever ask for. When we were going to be unemployed alcoholic losers together. When someone actually communicates their problems to me, instead of being emotionally unresponsive and hard to read. Should I be upset by this obvious shot at me in the office? To the person who brings kid cuisine. This is an office, not a daycare. We are all adults here. Grow up. Don't listen to them. They just want you to bring something they can can steal. Using your non-dominant hand for mundane tasks, eating cereal, opening doors, for 2 weeks can improve your self-control. Hit me with the harshest reality truth. After a certain age, you are no longer the product of your environment or how you were raised. It's a personal choice to live the way you want when you're trying to stay nonchalant in 1200, but bro be talking about the blacksmith's wife getting beheaded next week for witchcraft. Therapy doesn't work for me. Okay, well I hate to break it to you, but the mental illness isn't working for you either. Replacing I don't know with unfortunately the answer would drive you to madness in all work emails going forward. A nightclub in the UK gave out free lollipops to reduce late night rowdiness in hopes that drunken clubbers wouldn't be able to shout or cause a disturbance while sucking on them. It worked. Kind of rude that these other drivers don't care that I used my time poorly and I'm running late for work. Can't get over how my landlord charged me a pet fee for barking too loud at this. I love you. Your next line is no, I don't love you. Holy prediction. Now this is an album cover. Guy who convinces you he's smart, but really he's just repeating things he's heard from hundreds of esoteric texts, thousands of meaningful interactions with masters, and insights from years of dedicated practice. You are weak if you cry because of movies. Actors are just actors. They're pretending, but like in animes, they really do die. They're not coming back. I agree. People who actually got to party to the songs that came out in 2009 to 10 are so lucky. Too bad I was 11. The fastest land mammal is a toddler who's been asked what's in their mouth. POV. You're 5'4", but you brought your periscope. What's your first reality check after reaching adulthood? If you don't let little things excite you, you might never be happy. It's all about those small wins. I don't care what the HOA says, the Fallout 4 turret is staying in the yard. It does not take 5 to 6 years to determine if that's the girl you want to marry. Fellas, take your time. This is the most important decision you'll ever make. Husband and I are reminiscing about the time I texted him on my way home. Can you start cooking those sausages? Then added this as a cute little heart. He cooked 2 sausages. The studio adapting the Dandadan manga decided that the author's drawing of food was so realistic they wouldn't bother trying to draw it. They just inserted an actual photograph. I asked my coworker what's wrong. He said, I'm tired of faking that I like you guys. And honestly, mood. My goal is to take a girl who has been through it all and show her it genuinely gets worse. Somehow I'm old enough to remember dial-up, but young enough to rage quit any website that takes longer than 5 seconds to load. Platonic flirting scares me sometimes. Like 1 second you're just joking, then the next you're smiling at their messages. I don't really think you can platonically flirt, but if you have a friend who's a pharmacist and they're ignoring you, just say this. I was taking antibiotics for an infection, but I feel better now, so I'm not going to finish them. Trust me, they cannot help themselves. They will respond. Growing up in Tokyo, I lived 15 minutes from Studio Ghibli. One day, I worked up the courage to knock and ask for a tour. They answered, were super confused but let me in, showed me around and even gave me some merch. A few weeks later, I passed by and saw a sign, not open to public. God only gives gold to fools. Never using Tinder again. What the hell? This lady called my job talking about she in a pickle. I asked, what's the deal? She hung up on me. Guys, what is this? Motherhood is just marketing. My toddler hates fish but loves chicken. Last night for dinner, I told him the salmon was beach chicken. He cheered, yay, beach chicken, and ate the whole thing. It's not lying, it's rebranding. Know your customer. The friends that are chronically 30 minutes late are so important to have because they teach you patience and the meaning of loving someone so much you let your anger go. The iPhone alarm is so effective that you wake up. I do this all the time. I always wake up before my alarm. Having a sunburn is so humiliating. Now everyone knows I was unprepared for the realities of the wilderness. It marks me as the weakest link. The hungry animals are closing in. Screen time on your computer feels like healthy screen time. Screen time on your phone feels like evil screen time. I just hit a customer rep with G as in gargoyle, feeling very powerful. English is full of lexical gaps, words that are implied to exist but don't, because we borrowed a bunch of words from Latin but not other related words. Somebody made a chart to show it. People who steal packages are a different type of grimy. You don't even know what's in the box. Thought getting a labubu was Gen Z slang for getting a lobotomy. Not gonna lie. What is the worst trope ever and why is it soulmates? When a character who's been treated awfully by another character finally snaps at them and they're treated like the bad guy for doing so. Ice balloon igloo. Fill balloons with dyed water and leave them outside overnight to freeze. Once frozen, stack them using snow know to build the structure. One time at this party, this girl and I realized we were wearing the exact same jeans, but mine were a little too big for me, and hers were a little too small for her. So we went to the bathroom and traded. Both fit perfectly, very professional. We didn't speak for the rest of the night. At Taco Bell, a man walks in, describes another employee, says she's his niece, and asks when she'll be there. The cashier helpfully tells him, "She's in at 7. Don't do this." Always be vague. Say, "I think they're in today," or "not until later." If they press, say it's company policy to not give out the schedule. Most companies do have this, and even if I worked at a place and some random person walks in and asks about one of our employees, especially if they're a lady, I'd kind of vet them a bit before. And if they are very close, you would have seen that person before. When you're too focused on trying to look like a good listener and realize you actually forgot to listen. I actually struggle quite a lot with eye contact, so if I focus too much on maintaining eye contact, I won't listen to what they're saying. And it's literally with anyone. It doesn't matter how close I am with that person. I get too distracted. My parents, friends. You can see someone's soul when you just look into their eyes. It's too personal, even for anyone, I think. I'm just really weird. I don't know who needs to hear this. The whole point of having a developed economy is that we get to work less while still getting our basic needs met. The goal is to spend as little time as possible at work so we actually get to enjoy being alive on the planet together. An 8-year-old dog dumped right before Christmas. How can people be so heartless? Okay, this is objectively awful, but the dog does know it. Stop trying to make the situation seem better than it is. I'm with my parents. Sorry, is that safe for work Sasuke? Yeah, he's the biggest picture I have. I have this picture of Sasuke on my phone that Chase and I call safe for work Sasuke. And it's because it's the tallest picture in my camera roll, so whenever he sends me any not safe for work stuff in public, I just send a safe for work Sasuke, and he takes up the whole screen. So this person just randomly sending you, "I guess if your relationship's like that, I don't know."